This webinar is going, as I said, is going to be the first, and we will later on try to keep a monthly or more webinar. Can follow us continuously on the Continuous Improvement Academy on LinkedIn, or you can also follow us on our YouTube channel, the Continuous Improvement Academy. I'm Ahmed Radwan. I'm part of the Continuous Improvement Academy. I will give you an introduction to myself in a moment. But for now, let's get started. So this is the agenda of today's webinar. Apparently from the topic title itself, it's about the continuous learning journey for all of us. And how can we make the most use of the available material online? How can we make the best use of our time to study? Given that our resources are limited, so even if you have the money, you may not have the time. If you have the time, you may not have the money, and so on and so forth. So we are going to discuss this interesting topic. It is very close to my heart because I am as well, like I got many um, um, training and certificates and upgraded my knowledge through this self-learning for different causes, as I will be highlighting later. But anyway, let's get started. So we will go through the introduction, and then we will talk about the best practices for successful self-learning, and then I will share with you. Also, I'll give you the opportunity to use the chat to ask any questions that might come to your mind, and then talk about the next steps. So at the end of this webinar, I'm going to share with you the recording in case you wanted to check any point. I'm going to share with you this specific presentation. So let's get started with the um, introduction. So about the Continuous Improvement Academy. So we are very passionate about continuous improvement. We are passionate about giving people capability to learn and apply continuous learning. We are specifically specialized in lean manufacturing, continuous improvement, Kaizen, and operational excellence topics. And our website is continuousimprovement.education. And we try our best to make the learning journey not just about theoretical knowledge, but it's about creating a culture of innovation and excellence with the authentic material and authentic resources. I myself, Ahmed Radwan, I'm the guy in the middle here. So I have a journey with the self-learning. I'm going to talk about it. But as a quick introduction to myself, I have extensive years of experience in continuous improvement, operational excellence, leading process improvement initiatives across diverse industries. I have industrial engineering background. I have a master in business administration. My expertise lies in the using Lean and Six Sigma principles and tools to identify and lead initiatives for process optimization, for waste reduction, for quality enhancement, as well as building internal capabilities for continuous improvement. Throughout my career, I trained over 4,000 employees on continuous improvement methodologies at different levels, as well as coaching more than 100 Lean Six Sigma projects. Um, I'm also a co-founder if you're aware of the Kaizen Made Easy LinkedIn page. I'm also a co-founder of the page, and I participate in creating content there. And we try our best there to engage with the thought leaders in lean and continuous improvement to create content that raises the awareness about continuous improvement. So as you can see, I went through many learning experiences um, getting my certificates, going through um, times in which I didn't have the opportunity or the chance to um, get like face-to-face learning or being coached directly. And like for example, when I went for the Lean Six Sigma black green belt and black belt and master black belt, I did not have the chance uh, to um, to join like a formal course. So I relied on self-learning, and from this I got the experience and the knowledge how to maximize the use of the self-learning journey. And and this was because basically I didn't have the time to join a formal course. I didn't have the financial resources to do so in some cases. So um, um, and as you can see, like all the yellow highlighted courses or certificates, I acquired them through self-study. Um, Not all of them. I don't believe that like the self-study is the only way to learn. We're going to talk about this later, but it's a way to maximize the opportunities for yourself to learn more and learn better about your field. So, um, leave me alone now. Let's talk about the content itself. So why self-learning um, and why not to go for self-learning? So the key benefits that I can mention for this is the customized experience. So in some cases, like there is no course, for example, that uh, um, asks you to go through, for example, that Toyota Way books, series of books. There is no such course, for example. Or there's no course to teach you uh, a specific book. There is an opportunity for a few books, but it's not the case. So you can create your own customized learning experience. So for yourself, for example, you can say, I don't have knowledge in 1, 2, 3 fields, and to get this knowledge, I'm going to read 1, 2, 3 books, and I'm going to take um, 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 watch these specific videos, and from this I will cover my gap. So you can customize your experience. So you can enjoy a customized experience, and you can customize your learning. And also it allows you for flexibility because in the traditional um, courses, you are subject to specific time during the day. This might not be um, 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 suitable for your time, your working day. You may be working on shifts, so this will not working for you. And also, it's more cost effective. So, um, if you even if you don't have the money to buy for example, or to buy a course and join it face to face, or because like the cost is very high, you can access other resources from which you can again achieve your objective by, for example, getting a certificate or acquiring a new skill or getting a new knowledge of a new topic without spending too much. So it gives you the flexibility to learn, to maximize the opportunity of the learnings that you can acquire. So this unfortunately cannot work in every situation. So for example, you may not have the learning resources that you need to gain the specific skills. For example, if you're going to you want a certificate for example, in an IT field, for example, and you don't know, you're not able to get the resources or the material to study for this specific topic. In this case, and the material is not available on the internet, or high quality material is not available on the internet. So in this case, you need to join a course in which they can give you the material, and and then you can as well have this interaction with your coach. Also, if you have um, some topics, really it is difficult to uh, like get it through self-learning. So, for example, imagine topics such as data analytics. So, data analytics, which is related, for example, to analyzing data, summarizing data, building dashboards, and sharing the data, cleaning the data, and so on and so forth. You, from my experience, from my personal experience, you can gain these skills because there is systems on the internet that can give you feedback as you know, as you learn. So you can know whether you're performing well or not. Um, but compare this, for example, to learning swimming, right? So if you try to learn swimming through watching a couple of videos, this may not be working well for you because basically you don't know whether you're performing well or not. You can, for example, you can see yourself swimming, but you're not sure whether you're doing it the right way or not. So some topics would require some feedback. Also, if you think about, for example, IELTS. So I went through the IELTS training, or sorry, the IELTS certification. And the easy part for me, or the parts that did not require any kind of feedback, were the reading and listening, because basically it's MCQ, so you know multiple choice questions, so you know from the answer sheet and the answers that whether you did it right or not. It is black and white. But for writing and speaking, you need a someone to give you feedback on your performance um, to accelerate your knowledge. Also, if you're not able to control yourself to have the motivation and the self-discipline for yourself, that's all, the self-learning itself is going to be a challenge for you. Um, so my recommendation is, I would say, if you have the resource and the time to go for a traditional course, face-to-face or online, so you would not study on your own, I would recommend that you go for this and then mix it with other resources and learning channels, such as the self-learning, reading books, and so on and so forth, to complement this. But if you don't have access from the like time perspective, money perspective, to the um, online courses or the face-to-face learning courses or the live learning courses, in this case, you can find solutions to many of the cases or the majority of the cases. I wouldn't say all of the cases, which you can really acquire the knowledge that you're looking for. So as I was saying, the self-learning it has some challenges. So it requires you to be continuously motivated because there is um, you set the deadlines for yourself. No one is asking you to do it, so you're doing it on your own. So you can start delaying things. You may like skip a couple of days, couple of weeks. So you may not have the discipline and consistency. You might have some challenges with time management. So, and the one thing that I always faced was that we forget. So imagine that. Um, so let me tell you a story about this, a personal story. So imagine I was I brought a book from the internet and I started reading it. And like after a couple of chapters, I found out that like, this text is very I'm very familiar with this text. Like I think I've read it before. And I found out that 2 years ago I've already read the whole book before, but I totally forgot about it because I read lots of books. So I totally forgot all about it, and I didn't have any kind of like remarks or something that reminds me what did I learn from reading this book instead of going through it all over again. So there is this a kind of a challenge when you like for example, learning on your own, and you don't apply, or you did not like you didn't find a way to recall these learnings, it's going to be one challenge for you. We're going to speak about this. So when I say self-learning, so what comes to my mind are some streams or some modes. So you have for example, the self-paced online courses. So the self-paced online courses are the courses that um, you find the material, you find the recordings of a pre-recorded material for you to start listening to, so you can repeat about as much as you need. You can um, um, pause, continue later. So you can take for example, the course in 1 month. You can take the same course in 1 year. You can take the specific course in 3 days. So it's according to the pace that works for you. So this gives you a kind of advantage in terms of like time management and the controlling the time um, that you dedicate for this learning, compared, for example, to the live courses. So in live courses, you're subject to, like, the course will happen, you're there or not, the tutor will be there, he will give the material, or sorry, he will explain, and that's it, right? Um, um, so this is like the one class of self-learning streams. So the second is the reading materials. So for some courses or for some certifications, so you only have, like for example, a couple of books that you need to go through, and after you finish this, you go for the test, and then you get the certificate. For example, I got this, for example, through so I am certified Lean Bronze from Shingo Institute, and for this specific learning experience, or the specific certificate, I did not get any kind of like courses to get it initially. And then this was like a couple of years ago. And then I had to go through reading like a couple of books that are required as a body of knowledge. And then I had to go through the test itself, and also submit the project, and so on and so forth. So in this case, you have like a list of reading material. So you need to read it and understand it well, and then go for the exam. So this is also some other way. So the third thing is like, this is general reading. Well, like for example, I need to read this book. I this is like, for example, this specific book. I learned that it's going to be very useful for me. Very positive reviews. I'm interested in this topic. This will add value for myself. So in this case, I will read this book. And the same applies for articles as well. Like I come across articles on the internet, and then I need to read them. But again, I need to do this on my own. No one is going to teach me what is this article, what does it talk about, and or this book, what does it talk about. So these are the streams that came to my mind while preparing this. So now we are going to talk about the best practices from my personal experience. That will allow you to acquire a successful self-learning journey. So I will provide you first with some general tips. So these general tips like applies for the different streams. So books, courses, self-paced learning, it applies for all. So the first is planning. So in terms of planning, you need to identify the objectives, the learning objectives that are relevant for yourself. So you don't just uh, whatever comes in front of yourself, you then like, okay, I found this course, okay, let me take it. No, I would recommend that you identify the gaps. So I learned 1 to 3. And my career goal, for example, or my personal goal is to be at this level. So in order for me to get at that level, I need to learn 4, 5, 6. So in this case, okay, I need to learn about 4, 5, 6. These are my learning objectives. Then the next thing that you need to think of is the setting priorities. Okay, what do I need to learn first? Do I need six first, or five first, or four first? Do I need to take this course, or I need to start with this book, or whatever, according to the priorities that you find relevant to your career and personal objectives. So I would recommend for you to identify an annual learning plan, and every quarter you update it. So according to your progress, you update you update your plan. For example, you can shuffle the priorities later on. So don't be fixated on like one plan and that's it, but try to update it according to the changing priorities. Maybe you change your jobs. Maybe there is another opportunity, so you can change your plan according to those changing priorities. And one thing that I found useful for me is to limit your concurrent different learnings to three. So I would I would not like, for example, if you're only doing reading, books reading, I would recommend for you not to read more than three books at the same time. Again, like, this is not like scientifically proven or something, but this is my personal experience. This is what worked for me. But when you try to have many things on your plate, you could be confused. Like, things can go um, uh, mix with each other. Maybe you will not finish any of, you will not be able to finish any of the learning objectives. So what I recommend for you is try to learn from one to up to three things at the same time. So for myself, what I do, so I have a course that I'm taking with an instructor. At the same time, I'm reading one book, and also I am reading new articles on a daily basis. So this is what I do. Okay, so try to not to overload yourself, and with experience you will know what will work best for you. But like, this is my recommendation. So this is about planning. In terms of time management, I would recommend for you to identify like sacred slots for you to learn every day. So you will know for yourself what is the slot that will work for you. So for example, this slot could be, for example, during commuting. So for example, some of you might have like 1 hour commuting every day. Okay, so this is going to be my learning slot. Is it going to be in the morning, or in the evening? You decide, but make it sacred. Okay, and build the routine, build the habit that this hour, or these 2 hours, are dedicated for learning. I don't do anything at these hours, and this helps a lot to uh, building the routine. So you will find yourself at this. For example, myself, I myself, I start, for example, studying a specific topic at 6 a.m. in the morning. Okay, so 6 to 7, for example, and another topic from 9 to 10 p.m. At night. So these are the time slots that I usually study in. Okay, and book it on your calendar. So um, in my previous uh, working experience, for example, I had to take courses as part of my work inside the company. So and many of them were self-paced learning. So what I would do is to make sure that I will not be distracted. I will book it on my calendar. For example, I know that I can study this because my company required me to study it. So it is from 11 to 12. So from 11 to 12, I'm busy. This is booked on my calendar. Nobody is going to intervene me except for my boss. And in this case, you will find a way to limit the distraction. But for like, if you're studying at home, which is the general case, make everybody around you know that this is your study time, and arrange other things at other times. And if you lose 1 hour of studying, make it up the next day. So don't procrastinate. Um, One other thing is the motivation. So when you study on your own, if you don't have a deadline, if you don't have someone running behind your back, you will not lose the money that you already um, um, used to enroll in this course. So in this case, so for example, in the courses that we provide, once you buy the course, you will get lifetime access. So in this case, this can drive you to procrastinate a little bit. So to protect yourself from doing this, you need to keep yourself motivated. And the keeping yourself motivated, again, this starts with the proper planning and linking to the planning of your training to your career objectives. But like some other things that would help you to stay motivated by finding peers or colleagues or friends who share the same or other topics of interest. So, like for example, you commit, like you agree with each other. Okay, both of us are going to um, study 1 hour per day. Let's fix it to be, for example, from let's say 7 to 8 p.m. So let's study together. If we're not able to study together physically, so we can start to study together remotely. So we will keep each other accountable for our learnings, and also try to challenge each other. Okay, let's increase our learning time slots by half an hour, for example. Another thing that you can do is to commit publicly. So, for example, you tell your friends, your family, or your colleagues at work, I'm going to get this certificate by X number of days or by end of the year. And in this case, like you will try your best not to be in that situation later on. Another thing that you can do is to reward yourself. So, for example, I will not, for example, like if you planned to buy something for yourself, or you wish to buy something for yourself. So say, okay, I will not buy this until I get this done. For example, something like this. So try to reward yourself or something that will work for you. One other thing that I found very um, useful for my kids, and I believe this is really important. And this is again going back to the issue of like um, losing or forgetting all what you learned, like for example, from a book or from a course, or like if the course is like very big, or it requires you to study for like for example for more than 100 hours. In this case, like if you start reading now, you will finish the course, for example, after 6 months or after 3, 4 months. In this case, what you learned in the first week will be forgotten later on. So one way that I found very useful to do it is note taking. So by note taking, I mean that you keep yourself, like you build your own notes that highlight the key learnings from the course that you're taking, from the book that you're reading, or whatever. Okay. Um, so as you study or as you read a book, start highlighting, and then use a template, or what I will show you now is a word template that I use. So use a standard template, or you can develop yourself a standard word template to summarize each module or each chapter or each article of the course, or a book or whatever. Okay. And as you continue your studying, you will refer back to your uh, summaries before moving to a new part. And let me share with you something as you go to understand what I'm referring to here. Just give me a second. Okay, so this is one of the fascinating books that I went through. It's by Tracy and Ernie Richardson about the Toyota engagement equation. So as I was reading the book, I started highlighting, and um, after I finish each chapter, I would refer back to my study notes. I write um, or I type whatever I already learned, and then I will put it in my template, and I will highlight like the key parts. So eventually, like a big book will be, I can, for example, okay, this is consisting of 26 pages. So for example, I can read the key points of the whole book later on if I want to refer it to it later. For example, in 1 to 2 hours. So in 1 to 2 hours, I can refer to back to this book. I don't need to read it from cover to cover again. But I am highlighting here the key learnings that I learned from this book, and I can refer if there is one point that I want to expand on later on, I will go back to the book, but I know where to search. Okay, so this is an interesting way to do it. So like this book might be more than 200 pages, but now it is like the key points that I personally. So this is not going to be useful for everyone. Like these specific notes. So these notes are going to be yours for yourself for your own reference. So. I can refer back to it, and I can, as you see, like the template that I use, I will share it with you as well after we finish. It can, if you're familiar with Word and how it works, Microsoft Word, how it works, it can create for you like a table of contents from the topics that you already highlighted here or identified here. So it will give you a way to build your table of contents so you can refer back to any part of the book or your notes. And again, like for example, these are notes from a course that I studied for throughout 1 year. It was about data science using R. So you'll find these are 254 books, and as you know, in these cases, I don't need to really to go through and read it. Bit by bit, because this is going to be like a reference for me. So whenever I need to do, for example, joining data in SQL, okay, I need to go to this part for my reference, and then there I will see some examples or the coding examples or coding templates that I can use later, and this will summarize my learning. So this is a very interesting way of um, um, acquiring and summarizing the key learnings from anything that you learn. Okay. So I will do this for courses that I take. I will do this for books that I read. So for every book I read, I've been reading throughout the previous years, I will have a separate document for it in this way. So how this works, I can also share with you um, like how easy it is to have this to build this your own template. So I will share with you this one, but you can build your own. So I will, for example, this is XYZ course or XYZ book, and then you leave this alone, and then you start uh, putting your points here as you start reading. So and then you can use the styles here to identify like the topics and subtopics. So for example, this is topic that I call chapter 1, and then we have a topic at the same level that's called chapter 2. Underneath chapter 1 we have chapter 1.1, and once you finish doing this, so for example, let's say here, too much, but anyway, let's do it. Um, um, at the same level of chapter 2.1, we have to write 2.2. So once you click on this update field, entire table will give you also chapter 2.2. So and it will update the page number automatically for you, and it could be also, once you export it as a PDF, or you can even use it here, you can like have a hyperlink that links you to the topic that you need to retrieve or check back. So this is a very nice way from my experience, and that works for me very well to to record and retrieve the knowledge that you already acquired. So let's get back to our presentation again. And again, as I said, I'm going to share with you this template after we finish um, um, this session. Okay, so these are general tips. So you need, for anything that you learn, you need to plan, you need to do time management, you need to be motivated, you need to take notes. So I will share with you also some advices regarding to each learning stream. So we have the self-paced learning courses, like what we offer at the academy. So first thing to do is to make sure that this course is right for you, is the right one for you. So review before you purchase or before you decide that you're going to study using this course. So make sure read course content, check if there are any prior requirements for this course. Watch out which the course overview video if that's available. Um, check what the promise is. Like this, does this course provide you with like an international certificate, or it just gives you the skills and knowledge that you need? So if you're looking for um, 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 a certificate, check if this specific body is providing you with the certificate, right? So for example, just for the sake of example, there are many courses that says you be a certified PMB, okay? But we know that only PMI provides you with the test itself. But basically, the course provides you with preparation for the exam, not the certificate itself. So make sure that you understand what is the outcome of this course is. Also develop a plan with the timeline according to the course duration. So you check the course. Okay, so you bought the course, or you acquired the course, or you okay, you decided that you were going to start studying through this course. So according to the course duration and content, develop a plan for yourself. Okay, this is going to take from me 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, a year, or whatever. And then use the note-taking template to document the key learnings, the ideas you're likely to forget. Take snapshots as necessary, and don't rely on the provided don't rely only on the provided course written material. So in some cases, like the course will provide you with some written material, but you're not but it may not reflect the whole content. So as you watch, for example, the videos, write the key parts that you found insightful and put it in the note-taking template for yourself. As I said before, there are some cases in which you will find yourself having to read, for example, a couple of books to get ready, for example, for a certificate or for an exam. So adding to the previous recommendations, invest some time to find the right tutorial for yourself. So the example that comes to my mind is the Six Sigma certification. So you know that you have, like, for example, ASQ as a body of certification. There is like the Isaac as a body of certification, and many others. So for each certificate, they are all about Lean and Six Sigma, but you need to read the material that are relevant to your certifying body, because in some cases there might be some small differences, and you need to make sure that you have the best chance of like getting the exam right. So for example, if you're going to be if you need to be certified and you're going to go for the ASQ, just for the sake of example, the ASQ exam, so study from the ASQ material or the material that are relevant to the ASQ. Okay. So this is really important. Okay. Develop your own summarized tutorial, as I said before. So you need to have your summarized tutorial, and that you can use as a reference later on. Some of the exams that we come across are open book exam. In this case, your summary notes will be fantastic in this case. Get familiar with the exam structure. So know what the exam structure will look like. Does it require you to, for example, to submit project, submit template, or is it going to be MCQ? That's it, or what is it all about? So you need to get familiar with the exam structure. Don't just assume that because you know you're familiar with the knowledge or the topic itself that you will pass the exam, because sometimes you need to, and this brings us to the next point, which is you need to go through some mock tests to make sure that you're familiar with the exam. Some of the topics, knowing the knowledge or getting the knowledge itself is not sufficient, but you need to get ready for the exam. For example, you need to make sure that when you go for the exam, that your timing is good, because um, some exams, for example, will be like 3 hours exam, and you need to answer 160 questions. So you need to get yourself familiar with how are you performing in terms of like the exam time management. Uh, Also adding to the previous reading, for reading books. So reading books are really one way or a very good way of learning. So whenever possible, use ebooks. Like this is like I learned it from previous experience. Uh, uh, Whenever possible, use ebooks such as Kindle or Google Play Books, and this will help you save you some time from um, typing your notes. So, for example, if you read a book and then you highlighted things that you need to reflect back on, to transfer these notes, sorry, to transfer these highlights to your learning template, it's going to be a challenge to type it all, and it will take some time from you. So it's easier. This is from my personal experience. It's easier to use the Kindle or the Google Play Books. Okay, and sometimes it's significantly cheaper. Also highlight with different colors. For example, what I would do, for example, for general notes, I would just use the yellow highlighting. For the like profound parts that I need to like, okay, this is very profound. Maybe I will take this as a quote and I will put it on my desk. So I will highlight it in blue. For any things that I will need to explore further or ask about, or this is confusing for me, I will highlight it in red. Um, there is an interesting app. It's not free. I think it's not completely free, unfortunately, but it's very, very useful in this case to recall the knowledge. So there is a book, an application. I'm not. Maybe there are other applications. I'm not sure. This is not like a paid ad or something like this, but this is just from my learning, my personal experience. So this Readwise app will connect to some of the resources such as Kindle, and it will bring to you a daily reminders of things that you highlighted. Okay, I will show you one example here. Um, and also, so for example, here, this is a snapshot of the Toyota Way book, a page, and then these are the areas that I highlighted. And on your phone, when you open the app, it will show you something like this. Okay, so this is from Gimba Kaizen book. This is part that I highlighted. This is a highlight from the Crucial Accountability book. And also this is from the Toyota Way book. Okay, so it will also allow you to export, like something like this, pre-designed. So it's like it can give you daily reminders, like from according to what you program it to be, but it can give you, like, for example, daily reminders, or from 5 quotes or from 5 pieces from books that you read before. So this is really interesting. Um, it's the app name is called Readwise. Um, Good. And also you can use the study notes template after each chapter. and schedule a time to repeat the whole book. So, for example, this I have this book that I can read its summary in 2 hours. So I can schedule for myself to read this summary every twice per year, for example. So this will help you to be for your memory to be very familiar and fresh with the knowledge you previously acquired. Um, so um, before we go to in the next step, um, maybe this is the right time for um, some questions from yourself. So I will try to get a couple of questions from you. So uh, now you cannot um, use the chat. I will open it in a bit. So just a second. Okay, cool. So now the chat is open. If you have any question to ask, let me know. And um, please use chat to ask. So we'll give 5 to 10 minutes for questions. Until you come up with your questions, let me share with you um, um, one interesting thing that we wanted to share with you, which is about the programs that we offer. Um, so on the continuous improvement academy, we have a list of courses that are already there. So we have a course about the 7 quality tools. So we have the scientific problem solving using the 7 quality tools. So it includes a very interesting content related to what are the different types of problems, how to approach every type of problem, what is the A3 methodology, what is BDCA, and then it walks you through the step by step through the 7 quality tools. So the fishbone diagram, the scatter diagram, the Pareto diagram, the control charts, and so on and so forth. And for every tool of those, it will give you templates that you can use and customize for your personal use. And we also have the Toyota Production System and the Lean Fundamentals course. We have the value stream mapping course, and um, we have one way of like getting access to all of these courses and also the any future courses that are going to be published. So we plan to have like um, every quarter we may have one course per quarter or 3 to 4 courses per year. So basically new courses. So once you register, you take the bundle. Basically, you subscribe to the platform itself, to the website. So it will give you access to the all of our courses, existing and future courses for life. So we have a very aggressive discount for now. So you can use you can we will share with you the link to the courses and the offer itself. But you can scan this QR code and you can make sure that you apply self-learn. So this code is valid only for 24 hours. So once you have access to it and once you purchase, you will get access to the all the website or all the platform English courses, because we also have courses in Arabic. This will provide you with access to all the English courses. If you are interested in Arabic courses, we can also provide it as part of this bundle. But you can reach out to us at learn at continuous improvement education. Um, but to discuss this. But this offer is only available for you for 24 hours, so it ends tomorrow. Anyway, let me answer your questions. So I have this question from Herbert. Um, yeah, so Herbert is asking about the how to build consistency and discipline. And in these cases, like the motivation may not be, maybe not like self-motivation is not enough. What I would advise you, as I highlighted before, one thing that would be very useful is try to find someone who will like you will hold yourselves accountable in front of each other. So you will agree that we are going to study for 90 minutes every day. So let's do it together and uh, let's hold each other accountable until this is done. And another thing that may be also useful is to commit to a specific deadline. So you can create your own deadline. So for example, if you're applying for a certificate or exam, buy the certificate, buy the exam itself, but don't go and take it. But like after 3 months, I have to take it anyway. I already bought it. So in this case, you will put yourself in a good position to be motivated. But if you ask me, um, you just need to build the routine for yourself. So if you learn, for example, for a couple of weeks that you're going to stay and study from this time to this time every day, you will find itself as part of your routine, daily routine, without any big challenge. I hope that helps. You're welcome. Any other question? So, um, if there are any other questions, I will be waiting for it. But for now, I wanted to let you know that after this session is finished, I will share with you the presentation from the beginning to end in an email, the same email that you used to register for this webinar. I will share with you the this presentation. Feel free to share it with anyone else. Also, I will share with you the recording of this session. Also, I'm going to share with you the details of the current 24 hours offer on our courses. The message that I wanted to share with you here today is that like the lack of resources, the lack of time are not excuses for not learning, continuously learning. There are always an opportunity to learn something new, small or big, but learning helps you develop your personal and professional career and reach areas that you never thought that you would reach. So keep learning and keep moving forward. Anyway, thank you so much for your time today, and enjoy the rest of your day or enjoy your night wherever you are. And thank you so much. See you soon. Please remember to follow us on LinkedIn. We are on LinkedIn on Continuous Improvement Academy, and we are also we have crossed the 10,000 followers. So thank you so much for this. You can also check our website, the Continuous Improvement Education. Also, you can check our YouTube channel in which we share weekly resources free resources um, about continuous improvement and about learning in general. Thank you so much, and see you soon.